G spot. Then we got Gosport in there and 3 on the Supercross. Then we see the best beauty long moves after them. Alright, then moving on the left flank to BMX. To the line of the hard about to one start, not on YouTube. This weekend with the Varane, Saragana, racing the ground. Oh, down.
We're in a great position coming down this last runway. Oh, so yeah, for the fire out of the front. He looked good as Harry Sneak. So, got the start, looks good.
Straight off the wall. He comes down the first shot around and Supercross in their crank. Got some rollers from the Menard team that have racing.
Okay, I'm here with Jaxon, Chapman Davis, Preston and Mud Monkey. So Jaxon, how are you feeling about the weekend at Gosport?
I'm excited to race the Nationals here and to get good results.
Are there any riders that you look up to in BMX?
Alex Brooks from Grab Racing.
Okay. Good. And on Instagram, I noticed that you've been doing some motivational posts recently, which is pretty cool. So, if somebody was racing their first national, what advice would you give to them?
It doesn't matter about the results, just have fun.
Okay, final question. Are there any sponsors that you want to give a shout out to?
Lee Riser for designing my kits, go check them out, and Tile Farm for helping me with my motocross.
Awesome. Thank you, Jaxon.
Hello! Now what? I'm gonna go.
Nine at your
Birthday.
Just get out of the way.
Party down the final straight, that's going to be Sheffy, so it's Cotton.
1 and 2, McKenna's going to take it through to the final along with more work. Yeah.
The whole shot over the left, the right, what's the other spot? And then just
Who's there in the far in the back? Got to that is Max Lawrence maybe coming on through.
they'll sort of put through the looking safe for play. Who's the final qualified rider? Who looks like the guy on the reactive John Spencer under all sorts of pressure as it's going to be great to shoot with the guy from Ashley, Ashley Motor, attacking the Harsha, and second Madison, and he's looking for the car in the first one through. He's on the two, looking at Gosport National Racing down at Eddie Brown, who's the fourth of the 2 fight, going to the score, who's the second goal, who's going to get it there, who's going to get it, who's going to get it all over to the wall, oh, he's going to have it to the
To chase down the LRT boys through the final straight tight. Yes, thank you, so we got the winner. Yes, he was darkness one and he's in there about it at the moment. There's a 50 has worked his way through. That's going to be sandwiches on the green machine side. It's all about down and high in Nation 1 and 2. At the moment, who's the one into the top 4 spot. Down the final straight, here comes Bishop chasing Wallen to the line, not quite going to get close enough. Put your hands together, let's.
It's crossed the line. Let's go. We've got 2 riders in the final.
Final number 1, here's the track, United 12-year-old Cruiser B final. These guys are charging for turn number 1. It looks like Huey Hall is going to pick up the whole shot into the turn. Oh, leads out. Who's in there with him? Leo Bradley picking up the 2 spot. Out of Rustin up racing. Arlo Steinmetz for Bernard. BMX Sub is in there inside the top 3. Being pushed all the way by DC Cycles into turn number 2. That is Taylor Hall bringing it through the 3rd straight. Where is Mr. Sigma Riz? He's in there at about 5 at the moment. That is Rocco Westwood repping the Mabo UK Saturday colours. In and out of the final turn. Birmingham BMX. Huey Hall. 12-year-old Cruiser B final win with Bradley in there for the 2. 9-12 Cruisers A final. 9-12-year-old Cruisers hit the track. Who's got the spin to take the win? Harding's on the inside out of GT Factory. Leighton Harding gonna pick up the whole shot. Who's in there with him? Looking like fast signatures. Harris Wales is picking up the 2 spot. Where is Merseyside? Charlie Cotton. He's worked his way into 3. The Gosport National Race team riders are going through in 4, 5 and 6 at the moment. Duffy is in there in 7, and that looks like his teammate King in 8. But it's all about Harding out front at the moment, repping the GT Factory colours in and out of the final turn. The 9-12-year-old Cruiser win is going to go to Leighton Harding with Harry Swales in 2 and Charlie Cotton rounding out the podium spot. Yeah, B final 13-14 Cruiser means all on the front of the pack there as we look for the 13 plate in 2 spot hours after we sim. Was that a tyre? What others skimmed out there, Skimway styling, and it's moved in the last corner there as your man there wants to take the win, as that was of course oh, I've lost it, oh dear, Alfie Sim. Thank you, Lewis. Oh, that was a big old long pause on that one. Look at Cotty go from lane number 2 there. Looks good out in front. He's been at the front of the pack pretty much all day long on his Cruiser as he takes the early lead there. This right side on the inside. That was Hindley making his move up to 2. So it looks good for Cottrell. Hindley 1 and 2. Then we see the 022 of Todd Smith Notman in there in 3. Then we see Harding for GT in 4. But it's all about the number 1 position at the moment. And that's for racing James Cottrell. Cottrell leading this one out. But here comes Hindley. He's not giving up. Hindley really wants to take it. But Cottrell's going to hang on for the win. 15 to 16-year-old Cruiser B final is out on track. Right there with him. Looking like that could be Jacob Warren on the 10X. Yes, it is Warren. He's being chased on by the 15 plate though. In and out of that second corner. That's Addison Milburn under pressure from Bradley Davison. Heading towards the final turn. Looking good though. Out front for Cooper McCrum. On the 5X plate, repping the Cumberland Centurion down to the stripe. Going to 1 and 2 with Hot Shot Jacob Warren. 15 to 6. Final number 6 to 15, 16 Cruisers hit the track. Where is Brown? He's on lane number 1 and he's charging for the first corner. Looking to pick up the whole shot. So Brown leads it out then. Who's in there with him? Looking like we've got Stanley Palmer out of Fast Signatures Race Team. That is going to be KHRT's John O'Harradine inside the top 3. Eric Luxwitz, he's worked his way up to 4, but the battle is out front. Brown, Palmer, 1 and 2. Here comes Stanley Palmer with a high low in the final turn. Has he got enough left in the tank to pick up the win? Heading down to the wire. Sean Brown's going to hang on. Stanley Palmer for 2. And it was John O'Harradine in there to round out the top 3. All right. Oh, they were pretty controlled there, the guys on the gate. All that banging going on in the background from the tip. But it looks good for Hudson at the moment. On the Halo wheels, BMXC, but no. Opal's gone all the way round the outside. inside. Yeah, blue bicycle motocross takes it over. Then you see Lillingston in there, pushing his way into 2, and Hudson 3 with Brown in 4. But Brown's going to look for the move on the inside in that last turn. He undertakes Hudson in the last turn, but it's all hopeful. Blue bicycle motocross rider takes the win from Lillingston as Brown comes home in 3. 30+ women's cruiser. 30+ women's cruiser, here's the track, the world #1. It's the first wheel to show. Hardshot Racing's SJN. Wheel #2, sorry, leads it into the turn. SJN leads it out. Who's that here with her? That is Rowan Beckett out of Smiley's Fly Club on the 511. So SJN and Beckett, that's your 1 and 2. Who's picking up through the 4-6 of Liam Eden. Picks it up as they go in and out of turn #2. Who's in there for the 4th spot? Here comes Cassie Harding working her way around the outside. What it's all about, Sarah Jane Nichols out front, your current world #2, bringing it down the final straight for Hardshot Racing, gonna take the win in the 30+ women's cruiser. Who's there, whether it's Rowan Beckett and Cassie Harding, taking 2 and 3. All right, looking for the whole shot in the middle there. Simon Homans was looking good, but the 917 was also good out the gate. That's the rider from Peterborough, Dylan Dixon. 917 on his back, number 7 on his plate. But look at Homans go. GT Factory out in front. Here comes the rider from Peterborough. Dixon up there into 2. The Army rider in there in 3. It's going to be Tom Osney. Oh, there's a big high side in the second turn there as we look to the front of the pack. It's still Homans leading this one out from Dixon. Dixon in there in 2 and a hard-fought 3rd place for Tom Odling from Andover, picking up the final spot with Gosport coming home in 4. 45 to 49-year-old cruisers line. 45, 49-year-old cruisers, here's the track. You are looking at Norman Marco charging for turn #1. Or FNDC Cycles on the jersey. Marco leads it out last year's national #3. He's currently going 1 and 2 in Kebab Racing's Graham Song heading for the second corner. That's DJ Too Good rounding out the podium positions as he stands. Dave Stokes working his way up to a top 4 spot. Kev Merrin though is all over and heading through the 3rd straight, looking for a way back into the top 4. Big Dodge Smith is in there in about 6, in and out of the final turn. Marco gonna pick it up across the line. Starts from the pressure from Too Good. It's gonna be Stark for 2. Too Good in 3. Yeah, 50-54 Cruiser B final on track racing. Mark Cottrell as you see O'Brien jumping his way through on the outside. Oh, they get busy in the 3rd. There's O'Brien and your man there from the Royal Air Force, Matt Hayward, getting close and getting busy in the last turn. O'Brien's not giving this up. It might be a B final, but he wants that final spot. And here we go as your man there from RAB takes it on the line. Alrighty then, 50-54 Cruiser 8. All right, that's what he wants to get in. He's getting the whole shot on the inside, looking good from lane #1. Brett Archibald was also one of the first to show with Ian Archibald on the inside. Brett's going to have to go around the outside, really trying to make moves in the first turn, but Hilly's looking to take another national win here. He's already wrapped up the title. Hassel in there for 2 for Mongoose. Archibald, Ian Archibald changing positions. Reedy's coming around the outside. Hilly stepped out the last turn already and looking to come down the last straight and take another national win, which he does for Pure Bicycles on the line. Hilly's going to take it. Hassel for 2, and I reckon that's Ian Archibald in there in 3. 55+ Cruiser up. 55+ Cruiser Bruisers are waging war on their 24. It's gotta be the 0-1 on the inside. Big Mick Boss gonna pick up the whole shot into the turn. Leads all right down in the first corner, and that's slows Noble up in the action. Goss out there in 1. Here comes Chris Madron in the 2 spot. Billy Stupples up to 3. Keith Brown's in 4. Musgrove is in 5. Bringing it back through the 3rd straight. It's all about crucial racing at the moment. Big Goff in and out of the final turn. Gonna wrap up another national win to add to his never-ending collection. Goff for 1, Madron for 2, Stumble in there for 3. All your hands together, ladies and gents. Stephen Knowles back up to his feet and gonna walk away.
and a bit busy. Willits, Lynn Scott, Elwood, Jaxon, Attree, Hyam, Allison and Ari in this one. As we see the first turn action coming at you. It's going to be retro racing. Amy Willats looking good out in front from Cycle Park. Is that Hurry in there in two? No, it's not. It's Elwood, Jamie Elwood. Then it's Hurry in the free spot. And a fourth spot there coming on through. It's coming on through. It's going to be Jaxon, is it? I'm not sure as they come around, but it's still looking good for retro racing. Amy Willis, he's going to take the win here in the B final. Elwood for 2, Hurry for 3. That's the way they're going across the white side. Alrighty then, 1729 female cruiser A. Alright, that's ready. Watch the game. Who's got the speed to take the lead? Annalise Cadman Carpenter is going to be one of the favourites, and she's showing it here today because she's on the inside and she takes the whole shot. Don't forget, we got the Stay Strong, the whole shot awards later on for the 10-year-old boys and the Masters category. But at the moment, Cadman Carpenter has been chased hard as Drew makes the move in the turn. And Drew has found some form here on the track here in Gosport. The Pro Star team rider takes over the lead, and Cadman Carpenter, normally a sure thing for this. Drew is going to take the win. Connor Hedges is going to be well happy with that one. 29-year-old cruiser B final on track. Luke Davis Hayes airborne into that second corner. Looks like Romano lost the rider on the second straight. And his cake so looking good with Portland Wearidge. Rocky O'Brien is in there at about 4 at the moment. Looking for a way around. Luke Davis Hayes on the exit of turn number 3. 8, Portland, Hayes, O'Brien. That's your 1, 2, 3 and 4. Not quite sure who it was that went down. Potentially kind of. Oh, there was a slight switch on the gate, but Brooks has managed to come out on top, heading for turn number 1. 3 Moto 1 riders heading for the turn. Brooks leads this one out. Brooks, Roy, that's your 1 and 2. Who's picking up 3? Looks like Niall Moss out of fast signatures. That's Dan Wilson in there for 4. Looks like Poker's got 5. In and out of the second turn to go. Still with Brad Racing's team manager, Alex Brooks. I'm pretty sure he's wrapped up this title already for the 4th season on the bounce, but he's got Charlie Roy right there with him pushing to the stripe. Who's going to get it? Roy might have just sneaked it. That was right on the line. Yeah, show your appreciation for Nina May, Russell Shepard and Hawker in this one as they look to the second straight. This is the B final for these guys with a 4.60 and the 2.67 come past me, and that was Ellis Southon and Isaac Buck. 1 and 2 and 3 is Prize Zoek from Bromwood in there in the 3rd position, as it is on my sheet in the B final. For the male 6 and unders is as it is on track as they come out of the last turn. It's looking good for Dowson Buck and Craze from Bromwood. He's going to take the 3. Seven-year-old B final up on the start. These guys were relaxed as you like getting up to the start. When we were at National Racing, we are on the 7-year-old's time clock, no one else's. These guys are charging for turn number 1. Look at Jamira looking like he's going to pick up the whole shot. All Rab Racing, who's right there with him. Derby BMX Club, that's got to be Robert Catkins, Birmingham BMX Club on the 290 plate. He's being chased down though by what looks like the Brookwood crew, Leon Kurzichak. In and out of that second corner. Here they all are queuing up behind now. It's got to be Kurzichak that's made his way through to the lead. He's going to pick it up into the final turn, but here comes Jamira back up the inside. He's getting busy. In and out of that last turn they go. Jamira down the final straight, drag racing down to the line. Where's Catkins? He's shuffled back a couple of spots. It looks like he could be Blundell coming through for a top 2 finish on the line. Yeah, check it out. Let's Lewis Field leads this one easy. And in 3 on the inside. In the black shirt, it's going to be the rider from Peckham on the 979. That's Peter Bunchik from Peckham in there. He's 3 at the moment. Your man there at the Sir Lewis Field's gone back in the pack because your man now taking over is the Moto 1 rider, and that is Logan Acedo from Peterborough. From your man there from GT is Thomas in 2. 9-year-old B final on track. So he's in the B final today, but he's charging away with it at the moment, being chased down by Green Machines, Callum Wood. That looks like the Buckley crew inside the top three as well. Going to be Seth Robinson on the 754 plate headed for the final turn. Bristol Jets in there as well. Well represented inside the top four. That's going to be Felix Zucchina looking for a way round down the final straight. When it's all about Ethan, the Great White, Callum Wood, that's going to be your 1 or 2 in the 9-year-old B final. Looks like Layla Dixon got the whole shot here. They're in there from the northeast into. I can see a GT rider come around the outside. That is Megan Keller. But at the moment, it's looking good for Dixon. Dixon out in front. You can see the plate there on the 2. It was Barron. It was Barron in 2. Then the GT rider of Keller. So it is Dixon, Barron, Keller, 1, 2 and 3. Is that the way they're going to finish? It looks like it to me. There could be a battle on here for 3rd place as they come down the last straightaway. And looks like the 3rd place is going to be held on by the GT rider of Megan Keller. 10-year-old B final RT in and out of that second corner. He's going 1 or 2 with the reactive races. George Spencer. That looks like it could be Aidan Baptiste inside the top 3, repping the Peckham BMX Club colours. Into the final turn they go. Here comes the pressure from Spencer on the exit of turn number 3, looking for a way round Growcock down to the stride. It's going to be Chester Growcock, George Spencer, Aidan Baptiste 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, man, 11-year-old rider on the inside coming on through on the LSC 18. It's going to be Elan, Freddie, Ray, Orland. Then we see the 17 fire first Kylan, Elan Gordon, I beg your pardon, in there in 2. And the rider from Maybo is looking to make his move in 3. That's Joseph McAvoy. McAvoy hanging on for that final podium spot. If you 11-year-old girls, we've had a Barclays Bank card handed in. So if you're missing a Barclays Bank card, chances are it could be up at commentary. So just double check. And if you can tell me the name that's on the card, then you can have it back. We don't want someone go to the bar tonight and I'll be trigger happy with the contactless. So if you're missing your Barclays Bank card, chances are it is up here at commentary. Come and tell us the name on the card and you can have it back. Right, we are taking a look at Holly Richardson. They could have won in that one, and that looked like it could have been Ada Waldy in 2. After his crash in his semi-final, not making the same mistake twice though today. He is charging away with this B-final at the moment. Who's in there with him? Looking like Zach Hammer. Where's Bishop? In the middle of a couple of riders at the back of the pack at the moment. The 2 Rab racing riders going through in 3 and 4. That's going to be Isaac Descender Smith and Ty Jamira picking it up down the final straight. But Bibby, your race winner. All right, then, Radco Racing, Mara McCurran, Lauren Keller from GT, Poppy May Kirby is going to be your leader there. Out in front as the 10 comes past. Plate number 2, Mara McCurran from Derby, Radco Racing. He's going around the outside. Yeah, check it out. McCurran from Derby takes it over from Kirby. He's there in 2. And GT Stella in 3. 13-year-old B final on track. Bringing it into that second corner, Team Bunnies in there in that 2 spot, chasing down World BMX race team. That's going to be Joe Douglas out of Norwich Flyers. In there in 3, Tom Palmer out of Allen's Factory Supercross. In there for 4. It looks like we've got mind in this one as well. That is Charlie Wilcox in and out of the final turn. All about World BMX race team and Team Bunnies, Max Sass and Max McNulty. Yeah, Maybo leading this one out in the open 14 boys. B2 Oscar Jewel. And as we see a big duel going on behind it, because it's the Centurion rider coming on through of Brody Geddes. Geddes in there in 3 at the moment. Smooth through that 3rd straight. Maybe worthy of an A final. He'll try and stand this tomorrow to make it through. But at the moment, he's in 3 Geddes as the rider from Maybo, I beg your pardon, checks out. That was Nate Hamilton. 15-year-old B final is led away by the Reactive Racing. He's currently going 1 or 2 with the 9 plate of Eden Boone. Out of World BMX Racing, the 10 plate of Mason Groves is in there in 3. Doing it for Thornton Racing. That looks like Evolve Collective in the mix as well inside the top 4. Alex Dunkley under all sorts of pressure in and out of the final corner. He looks for a way round Groves on the exit of the entry of the final turn, but didn't make it sick. It's going to be James with the B final win. 16-year-old open on track show. One rider's almost on the pro section there, but Lane leads this one out from off in his A2 there. Copy from Crucial in the 2 spot. In 3, they're coming on through the big guy. That could be Stanbury or Nimmo from the Titans. I think it's Nimmo from the Titans. Oh, Coppins made his move. Coppin wants to be final win. Oh, Ollie Coppin and team there, Kai Blaine giving us a great race there. Good stuff, guys. Moving on to final number 32. This is the 17, 18-year-old B final, heading for the first corner. Brandon Mallon on the inside, repping the Irish crew. He's going to pick up the whole shot in and out of the turn. Who's in there with him? Looking like fast signatures. That's going to be Charlie Granger on his home track here at Gosport. Here comes Jump Club S&M Source trying to work their way in. That is Romeo Kapai. He's been shuffled back to about 5 there as he's battling it out back through the straight. Jack Long. He's up to 3. In and out of the final turn. Granger's made his move and gone from 2 to 1. Your new race leader then, Granger, Mallon, Clark, 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, these might be finals, but these guys ain't final. Check out the guy out in front, the 014, Finley Clark. Looks like that could be Wallace in there in 2, is it? Yeah, Wallace in 2. Then we see Sebastian Hamlin in there in 3. Coming out of the last turn, the guy from Stay Strong making moves. Jaden Seward back in 4. Would rather be in the A final, but there he is in the B. 19-29-year-old women's at B part first corner, but it's going to be Birmingham NRT picking up the whole shot. That is, of course, Imogen Gibson. In and out she goes on the 16 patients, going 1 and 2 with Izzy Hoy doing it for Mabo UK. Heading into the second corner, the 9 of Kirby's up to 3. Who's in 4? Looks like Willits at the moment, doing it for Retro Racing. Here comes DC Cycle trying to get involved inside the top 4. That is Molly Nash. She's just on the outside looking in at the moment, in there in 5, looking for moves in the final turn. Looks like Kirby's been shuffled back from 3 to 5 as Willett and Knights make their way through for a top 3 and 4 finish. Oh, watch out. Vets falling over on track, B final on his second straightaway. Needs to just chill out a bit. The 445 of Grant Yerbury from Bath. He wants to win here, so Yerbury, Dixon, but now Dixon's been overtaken by Salmon in the Team Air jersey. Coming down that last straightaway. Looks like Yerbury, Salmon and Dixon's going to be your 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a photo. Moving on then, the A finals are lining up on this. Final 36 is the track, the easier pocket rocky 6 and others bringing the thunder through the first straight. Who's going to pick up the whole shot into the turn? That looks like Byrne leading it into the corner. Who's right there with him? Where is Jensen Dyke? He's in there in about 3 at the moment. The Northeast in there as well. That's going to be Luke Barron on the 509, but it's all with Byrne out front at the moment. Byrne, Barron, that's your 1 and 2. Dives hanging on to 3 to 9, 5, 3, working his way underneath. That is Freddie Mitchell-Moore hanging on to a podium position as it stands. Albie Howe is in there in 5, Rockwood is 6. It looks like we've got Sparrowhawk in 7 and Garnet in 8. Last turn action, in and out they go. Jack Bird out of Decoy BMX Club running away with it through the final straight. He's going to take the 6 and on the win, right the way down to the stripe. Luke Barron for 2. Jensen Dyke rounds out the podium positions. The gate goes down, the 6 of the little ladies, the pedaling princesses are heading down the first straight and they're all elbow bashing on the inside. They all want to take the win. Heading into the first leg, it's going to be Noah Kerr out of Retro Racing BMX on the 664. He leads this one out of the first one of the horses right there with her. That's Erin Burrows on the 275. Where is Preston Pirates? Mario Gibson on the 139. She's up to 3. Poetry Bullets in there as well. In and out of the second corner. It is looking like Ford picking up a top 4 spot, but the 3 at Brass headed to the final turn. It's still Kerr just about hanging on. Burrows isn't done yet. Looking for a way through. Look at this foul that we've got on our hands, ladies and gents. Now Kerr just about hanging on. A late cross down the final straight. Gibson pushing all the way. She's going to have to settle for 2. Noah Kerr, Amaria Gibson, and Erin Burrows. That's your 1, 2, 3. Wow. Oh, we got a couple of riders from Gosport in this one, and Arthur Kings from Gosport has been riding really well all day long, but he's stuck on the outside at the moment because the rider on the inside from Exeter, that's Oliver Bridle, I think the 01, the British champion from 2024. He's going to lead this one out, is he though? Because the rider's up his inside, who's taking it over. It's the 335. Jasper Eels now takes it over from the British champion. Then we can see Yates in there in 3, and Alex BMX rider Thomason in 4 at the moment. Then we see King from Gosport in 5. But out of the last turn, it's looking like Jasper Eels. Oh, a couple of riders have gone down. Eels is looking good. Here comes the challenge from the British champion, but it's not going to be enough. Bridles there, but the third place rider is going to end up being Kinge, I think. Or was it Kinge that went down in the corner? I'm not sure, but great. Oh, one rider went extremely early. I think that might have been Joseph Clayton. Let's hope that he's all right. The battle is heading towards turn number 1, though. It's got to be Fisher. Oh! Chaos into the turn. Rapid Romans hit the deck. Fisher leads it out then. Who's up there with him? Looks like we have got Teddy Gorman repping the 904 play. He's being chased by the 042 Rory Kempson. In and out of that second corner. Pomegrant's making moves. It's all about Fisher though. At the moment, Gorman's not done yet. Looking for a way round as he enters the final turn. Fisher, Gorman with the high-low. Who's going to get the national win in the 8-year-old boys? Down the final straight, Gorman putting pressure on. Right the way through the shot, it's going to be Fisher. Hanging on to it. Gorman for 2. The 3 spot went to Conor Grant. Put your hands together, ladies and gents. Frankie Jones, Rapid Roman, they're both up to their feet. The 8-year-old girls hit the track. Orla Juvis has been shot out of the cannon on her home track, heading for the first turn. Repping the Fast Signatures race team. Who's in there with it? Looks like we've got Pine on the inside. It's Hewitt. Pine, Hewitt. That's your 1, 2, 3. Where's Abigail heading? She's inside the top 4 at the moment. Being chased down by BRE Racing. Heading for the second turn. It's the 104 of Busy Moore. In and out of turn number 2. It's all about your British champ at the moment. Jewis trying to run away with it, but they don't want to let it get too much of a big gap. Heading for the final turn. It's looking good for Jewis. The moment going 1 or 2 and 5, and Jewis in for 3. Last straight action. And Jewis, hang on, she's under pressure for Pine. Pine's going to nick it at the line. Mabel Pine for 1, all of Jewis for 2. Matilda Hewitt rounds out the podium positions. All right, we're looking for... Oh, it's a great game from the 2 guys on the inside, but Zapanos has also come across level. So it's Sullivan, Perepti, and Zapanos. Oh, Perepti and Zapanos touch fast. Perepti, oh, Zapanos has scored. Perepti, hang on to it. That's left Sullivan out of the front and open. So Sullivan having his own way yet again here at Gosport. Round number 7, the British champion leads this one out for Perepti. There we see the ride coming on through there. In 3, it's going to be Charlie Blakeburn from the Milk Kings Evolution team. I think it's Blakeburn there in 3, but at the moment it's Spig Hines. Henry Sullivan takes another national win. Antek Perepti done really well to hold on there as he comes across the line in 2. It looked like it was Blakeburn in 3. It was, because Zapanos in the other red and white is... What are you doing? Anyway, Eric Rod took the whole shot there, and his speed is quick. She might be one of the smallest in the 80, but she has the power. And she's out in forward. There was some speedway style in that first turn, but Grant is hanging on there. Miller in there for 2. Now this is going to be a tight one. It's going to be between Grant and Miller. Down the second straight. Blue versus Soto 1. Here comes Miller on the outside, but Grant is pedaling for all life. Oh, Miller's got past Grant. In and out of that last turn. That's the way they're going to come down the last straightaway. Phoebe Miller takes it over. Ella Grant for 2. What a race this has been. Third place is still up for grabs. And it comes down to the rider from... Is it the Amazing Dyson? I think it might have been... And year-old boys hit the track. Who's got the spin? Who pick up the whole shot into the first turn? Someone's about to be 100 quid with Richard. And the pints are going to be on them tonight. I think it might have been Thomas Giles. Oh, Giles leads now. The pro star runner around there with him. Here comes Ethan Shaw. Round the outside, your British champ, your new race leader. Shaw leads it at Giles, and they're behind the reactive racing. Jack Belton's in there in 3. Weary Seth Kacharik is in there in 4. Last year action, it's all about your British champ at the moment. Shaw picking it up down the final straight, going to take the 10-year-old win by the looks of things if it stays as it is. Kacharik pushing all the way for a top 3 finish. Didn't quite get close enough. Giles for 2, Belton for 3. 10-year-old girls lining up. We are a go, ladies and gents. The 10-year-old girls hit the track. Who's over the inside? Got to be the world number 7 of Holly Bishop. Out of Halo Wheels race team from lane number 1. Looking to pick up the whole shot into the turn. Bishop leads it out. We're inside, so she's right there, glued to her back wheel. Trying to do all she can to close the gap. But Bishop's worked so hard to build up early on in the race. The 4 plate is in there in 3. Holly Webb out of team here in Andover. Frank BMX coaching inside the top 4. That is across Elijah Powell. But she's being chased down by Molly Tomlinson as they charge for the final turn. Bishop out of Halo Wheels race team and Braintree BMX Club. Gonna pick up this 10-year-old girls win right away down the final straight from start to finish. It is going to be Bishop 1, Dyson 2. Webb's going to hang on to 3. Alrighty then, Mount. Alright, it's really wants to go. Who's got the speed to take the lead? They're pretty much level across the first line. We can see the water from Absolute. Jacob Anderson just sneaking into the front there as he takes the first turn. But Anderson looking good. Who's that in through there? It's going to be the LCC rider of Freddie Jones. Here comes Ed Pill on the inside, trying to make moves in the second turn. It'll be out of the end of the moment. Betty Jackson in there as well, trying to push through. Or is that Jackson at the back, isn't it? I think it could be. Monroe though, looking good in the top 3 position. It's Monroe on the final podium start. We're looking to man from the start to the finish. Monroe might have just nicked that on the line, but it was Jacob Anderson taking the win. Okay, female. Alright, as really wants to go. We've got some fast riders in this one. Egan and Wills, the first to show there, but look at Wills down this track here. He's pretty local. She lives in Bournemouth. He's only down the road, and she probably knows this track like the back of her hand. Whereas Egan is from Manchester, so a little bit up north, but Egan now back in 3 because the European number 7 is switching through. That's Grace Hudak. So it's Wills, Hudak, 1 and 2. Egan in 3. As a couple of riders went down in that first turn. Looks like they're picking themselves back up as we speak. But it's looking good for Betty Wills here. Gosport BMX, she's taking the win. It looks like Hudak's going to take the 2. And Egan's going to bring home the 3rd. And the 4th and 5th place is up for grabs there. Evolve Collective Praise and Montfort. I think we are looking at the 12-year-old boys heading down the first straight. Rollins has had a great start with the short riders out of the lanes 1 and 2. And it is going to be one of them 2 guys leading it out. Rollins, Alfred, who's there with him, Archie Croker White. Looks like he picked up the 2 spot. That's got to be safe from Rocket Kent in there for 3. That is the 0-1. Joe Rugg looking for a way round White and to bring it back through the 3rd straight. Harding's up to 4. That looks like it is. Mullen in there for 4. Russell in action. In and out they go. Leo Rollins is checked out from the rest of the pack. Gonna pick up this Dasher wing down to the side. Archie Croker White for 2. And the 3 spot went to the British champ Joe Rugg. 12-year-old girls hit the track. There are 2 hard knocks by coaching riders in lanes 2 and 3. But it's all about your bicycles heading for Irish rider, Will Foreign, European number 3 leads this one out. Hyder goes through in 1. Who's that in there with them in the 2 spot? Looking like it is the 4 player for Grace Gerard. Samai Hughes is in there for 3. Looks like the European number 2 brought past 6 for shuffle back a couple of spots. He's in there at about 5 at the moment looking for a way around Elizabeth Liverpool, who's occupying that top 4 spot. She throws it underneath and works her way to 4-1 rider down in the final corner. Iris Hyder, no one can catch her. Gonna pick up this win. That's Grace Gerard for 2. Samai Hughes in there for 3. The fallen rider in the final turn was Millie Ross. Ladies and gents, let's hope this. Oh, this is going to be one to Ross, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the guys go. And Miller looks good from the GT factory team on the inside, but he's going to be closely followed by the two guys in the gold shirt from Mabo. Mabo 2 and 3 at the moment. These guys have been pretty close all day long. And here comes your guy on the inside, the number 20, Charlie Craig. He's now taken over the final podium position. At the moment, it's Miller and it's Rogers, I think, in the 2 spot. Could be Perkins as they come out of the last turn. It's looking good for Miller from GT Factory. Rudy will be pleased. They're going to take the win. Perkins in second and Craig, was it in third in the end? Wowza. All right, we're looking for Ruby Warren from Pure Bikes and Stay Strong. They're going to be the first to show here, and it looks like Warren's got the advantage. Just about getting the bars in front into that first turn, and she takes over the lead. Warren from Pure Bicycles looking good out in front. Stay Strong on the 2 spot with Warren. MCR in there in 3 with the number 9 plate. The number 9 plate, of course, is Martha Coxham in 3, but look at Warren from Pure Bikes. He's looking good out in front. In that tricky last turn, he's looking good down the last straight. Pure Bicycles taking another win here with Ruby Warren. Stay Strong for 2. FDR for 3. And that's the way to go across the line. It's Tottenham taking that final podium position. Right, the 14-year-old boys are lining up. There was a long applause on the start, and the 14-year-olds are a go. Bartels had a great start on the lane number 1. Rayford's right there with him. Here comes Guppy on the inside. Guppy throws it under. Tries to work his way under Cottrell. Didn't quite make it sick. But it's Cottrell leading it out. Guppy underneath it to Rayford. Throws in a high low of his own and works his way back into 2. Cottrell, your race leader. Rayford stopped on. Yeah, last in action. Cody Rayford, ladies and gentlemen, works his way back underneath to pick up the win. Cottrell, Guppy, Lawrence, what a final. That age group just gets better and better every single race. The 14. Final 52 hits the track. The 14-year-old girls are charging for the first corner. Villar, your national champion from last season, is on the inside looking to pick up the whole shot in the turn. It is Villar leading it at the moment. Who's on there with her? Going to be Pekka BMX's Jalila Patel. That is your 1 or 2 as it stands. Rin Giannino. Last year's national number 2 is in there in 3. The 6 player Sidoni Gleave is in 4. That looks like Rowe in there for 5. As they bring it towards the final turn, it's all about Moto 1 racing at the moment. In and out of the final turn, Millar running away with it. She's going to pick up another national win in this 14-year-old girls category. Rick Giannino just about managing to squeeze a 2 spot out of the race with Jalana Patel in 3. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be busy in the first turn. Guppy on the inside, tied DS in the middle. We've lost one rider already. Seeley's up the inside as well, but it is Guppy, DS and Seeley. 1, 2 and 3, the NRT rider in 4 is the 16 bike of Osborne. Osborne in there in 4 at the moment, but at the moment it's Guppy trying a clean set of wheels in and around that last turn. Guppy, absolute bicycle motocross. He's going to take the win. DS is going to pick up the 2. Seeley's going to be there for 3. Osborne for 4. James in 5. I beg your pardon, it's Amy Watson, and it looks like she got the whole show. She has got the whole show. I believe that is what that is. A rider from Cumberland, from Sean. Oh, there's spots flying around everywhere in the first turn. And Amy Watson is looking good here out in front. And she's looking good for the win here. With a rider there coming on through in 2. He's the 1-3. It's Eliza French, I think, in there. Including Marquez for 3rd place. Colorado, so Lucy Gardner, I think, from mine. But check it out. Ellie Watson, BMX Widow Photography. He's going to take the national win here today in round number 7 of the BMX Series. The bikes slide everywhere in that first. 16-year-old boys hit the car, going someone clip down the hill. That's second wide open, heading for the first turn. Barata's on the inside. Nathan Barata leads this one out. Weary's over Emily's worked his way up to 2. That looks like Smith in there for 3. I've got enough left to come back up through the straight. It's Barata, Emily, Smith, watch all the big promises in there in 4, Browns in 5. Here comes Emily last for Jaxon Harlow into the final turn. Emily Barata down the final straight. He's done it. Emily Barata getting first national win. I think he might have. Nathan Barata, Eli Smith 2 and 3. Mavo UK and hashtag 59 take it across the line. Right, the 16-year-old girls lining up. 16-year-old girls here, the track, Emily's out of lane, number 7, got it all to do, she wants to get across, headed for the first turn, look at the elbows to the floor with Barry the Wade, Alex Ray, B-Star Race, she's leading out the 16-year-old girls A final, Barry's in there into Elwood's up to 3, where's Ruby Moore, she's in there in 4, without that Barney working her way underneath. She is looking for a top 3 spot, heading for the final turn. Or can anyone catch Lexi Wade in and out of the final corner? Yes, Marion is having a good old go down the final straight. Wade, Marion, Elwood, and Barney, ring 2, 3, and 4. Please. Oh, here we go, the future of BMX inside. Trying to make their decision where they're going to go in. It came Superclass Junior. It's all to play for here. Hard not lead this one out. Which hard not rider is it? It's going to be George Gerard, I think. Gerard leads this one out on the 1X bike. The 20 now coming on through that sector down from second. Oh, it's in between the turn station. The 3 now. That is Ahmed Estamont on the final podium spot. But check out George Gerard from Manchester. Hard not bike coaches. He's going to take the win. Down to 2. And Estamont for 3. All right, here we go, 17 and 18-year-old females on track. Gerard on the inside for Rap Racing, looking good in front, looks like Nika Pritchard is in the mix there in 2, she's coming back turning second place. So Gerard, Pritchard, 1 and 2, who's there in 3? Going to be 3. And the 3X is to be it, but Hepburn from second moves up into the final position at the moment. But it's Megan Gerard. The move in the last turn for Pritchard from DC Cycle. Nika Pritchard takes a great move in the last turn and takes the win. The clutches of Megan Gerard as they cross the line. That's the way. 19 to 29-year-olds here at the track. It's Savage down the lane, number 1. He's got back for a right there in the turn, number 1. Savage leads out green, tries to thread it underneath right forward the side. Didn't quite make him 6, and it's still crucial racing. Up Mavo UK into the second corner. Leading there for 3, Eddie Cummins in 4. Alan John Maple is it near in 5. Heading into the final turn. It is still Brinley Savage in world number 3. Drag race out of the final third. Savage, Bradshaw. Savage is going to take it. Bradshaw for 2. And the 18-year-old women hit the track. Emily Green is on the blinding song. Number 2. He's in the first one. Harry leading out. Wins it there with a look like Evie went to do to a battle. We're looking to make it count through the second straight. That's through up to 3. Who's in 4? Got to be Annabelle Townsend with Taylor Lee Mohan. In there in 5. Second in action is still Alfred. With lashes after number 2. Emily Green. Good for Green. Last one in and out they go. It is Green, Webster, Rodder 2. That's how they're going to bring it down through the strike. Who's going to get 3 or 4 of these through? And Townsend. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. Right, and once again, speed to take the lead. It looks like it's Billy Luckhurst and Lillison. The team, as they say in the States, he takes the whole shot. Your man from Stage Shot, Billy Luckhurst looking good. Lillison for 2. You got your British champion. He's in there in 3 with the Green Machine guy. David James in 4. In and out that last turn. Luckhurst is going to hang on here for sure. He doesn't make mistakes. It's Luckhurst for Stage Shot. He takes on the national win. Is that the title for Luckhurst? I'm not sure. Lillison for 2 and is it take home 3. So he proceeds to track where it's gone on. He's been shot on the coming in lane number 3. Looking to pick up the whole shot into the turn. Put in the squeeze up down the corner straight and he leads it out. Watson's in there for 2. Here comes Danny T working his way into the top 3. And looks like Sultan there going neck and neck with Mario Berto. In and out of turn number 2. But it's all about Station Clark again at the moment. Here comes Watson. He's not going to get this here in action. Oh, the elbows. Watson is the deck. Looks like Zoltan Munich was followed up in the action. Mark Barnard, Danny Taylor, Simon Hermans looked like he might have nicked the top 3 from Berno on the straight. He's beaten. Yeah. What a final for the vets, ladies and gents. Yeah, second Arsenal's up with. Right, he's trying to make the move. Oh, Nelson's gone down, but Hilly is taking the whole shot here. Hilly looks good out in front. Looks like that's Lee Hunt coming on through into second now. Hunt into, coming on through 3. Who is he? Coming on down, no, that's Arsenal. It's a great Arsenal into, I beg your pardon. Hunt in 3. Knight is pushing his way through. In 4, Arsenal. Ian, he's up on his side, and he's in through the pack. He's at the 5 at the moment. Where Hilly takes another national win here today. Lee, Brett Arsenal for 2. Arsenal's up for the final podium position, and he's managed to hang on, I think, across. Union then hit the track, Hoff gets a great start. Over against Boston, the length of the 2 Burley shot there with Hoff into the turn. Oh, leads it out, Burn works his way to that 2-spot win. Slither, he's up to about 3. Oh, looks like he could be close to about 5 or 6. Heading into the second corner, Bin Hoff looking to create a bit of a gap on Burn as he brings it through the straight. It's beast on race team out first. Bin Hoff through the first, James Slither, that's your front 3. Who's picking up the ball? Looking like that could be topping all down the final straight. Hanging up to the 2-spot. Bin Hoff is your race winner. James Slither rounds out the podium spots. Alright, so they've already raced a few times and it's his Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Chisel hasn't got the stars he wanted. He's been leading all day long, but look at Megan Roy go here. The Moto 1, Roy and Chisel going at it down the second straight. Megan Roy leads this one, Chisel for 2, Simpson for 3, for 4, a Roberts 5, down 6. At the back we got Action, but at the moment we're looking at Megan Roy out in front. Chisel going to try and make the 5 in the last turn. They're quite close enough. I think Megan Roy might just hang on here. As Megan Roy is quick on a bike. He takes the win from Chisel and Lucy Simpson in 3rd. Alright, they go down. There's a bit of a squeeze going on, but now Strickland is slowly young down south of ladies and gentlemen. He's about 49 years old and he's leading out the Superclass here. And here goes the crucial rider. Trying to make the move. Montfort there. Stealing. Oh, they're all little piggins to the final podium position. But at the moment, he's Callum Strickland. Strickland for Saysong. Taylor Hubb for 2. And down to Maverick Ronnie Wright is going to pick up the 3. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. We will see you all again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Go home, check out the BMX Race Hub stream. You can watch it back, watch your races, see how good or bad you are, and do better tomorrow. I'll try my best, that's for sure.